Hey everyone, it's Dr. Grant, physical therapist. Let's talk about shoulder pain. If you're someone that has shoulder pain, or someone that's experiencing shoulder pain, and you're a golfer, what you need to know is that if it's in the trail shoulder, meaning if you're a right-handed golfer, it's in your right shoulder, or if it's in your lead shoulder, and if you're a right-handed golfer, it's your left shoulder. It's gonna be different in how you are going to assess it. If it's more during your backswing, or more at impact, or more in the downswing, as your follow through impact, there's different phases of the swing. If it's occurring at a different part in the swing, that's going to tell us a lot about what needs to be done. So the only way we would know, though, is to look at your swing, look at the characteristics of it, and take a full assessment of what your body is able to do as far as mobility and stability and strength, all those different things to paint the picture of what's going on. So, let's just say hypothetically you have right shoulder pain, okay, and you're a right-handed golfer. So you're having issues as you're coming back into the backswing. All right, you're having some pain, and you're not liking it. It doesn't feel good, right? And so as you're getting into that backswing position at the top of your swing, as you come down and it doesn't feel right, and you're trying to get into positions that your instructor, your swing coach is telling you to get into, but you're like, I'm trying. It's just not happening. My body's not letting me get into those positions. Well, as you're coming through, the tendency might be over the top, coming over the top with your swing, because you're not able to drop that shoulder in, right? Keep it tight, the elbow keeping that tight. And so you come over the top as a result. Or maybe you have like a flying elbow because, you lack mobility in that shoulder. And it just hurts otherwise. And so you're coming here, and then you're coming through, and you might be coming over the top, or you might be flicking the wrist, or you might be hanging back in your swing. All these different things might be happening because you're having pain in the right shoulder through your backswing. Now, what does that then mean? Well, the downstream effects of that are going to be potentially low back pain, potentially neck issues, potentially spine issues, right? And the upper back, or hip issues. Really, it can affect a lot of different things, and it's dependent on you and your body. Everybody's going to be different. And so understanding how you move is going to be paramount to understanding the plan of care that you're going to need for physical therapy to get that shoulder better and to prevent it from coming back with the pain. So let's talk about it for a second with the body swing connection. If you're getting into the backswing and you're restricted in your shoulder, well, that could be because of a hip issue. You might have a hip issue in your right hip. You're not able to turn as much, and so what do? You're depending more on that shoulder to do the work. Well, what happens as a result? Well, then the shoulder has to overwork, and as it overworks, it then is taking stress that it's not used to taking, and nobody likes that. Nobody in group projects likes to take on extra work, right? And so that's getting left out. It's feeling the full effects of more force going through it. And now it's having pain and having an issue, and now it's starting to tighten up on you, right? You're now getting a lot more restricted. And, you might have tendonitis, as you might have found online. Or your doctor, your physician might be telling you have an impingement or a rotator cuff tendonitis or a labral issue. Whatever it may be, structurally, like physically, like on some kind of imaging, you're going to need a specific plan of care to make sure that you get that rehabbed properly, but also to prevent issues from coming up as a result, and also preventing the cause of that becoming a problem, the hip, right? That's just an example. So with that all said, the body swing connection is going to be paramount in understanding where you are as a golfer, as an individual in your swing, as you go through thousands of swings, in a given month. That's a lot of stress. That's a lot of stress to be putting on the shoulders if they're taking more slack than they need it. Now you can apply this example, right? You can apply this example to the forearms, to the elbow, right? Why is my elbow hurting on the outside or on the inside. And, it could be either arm. It really can be. You can get golfer's elbow on the left arm and tennis elbow on the right arm. How does that happen? Well, it really depends on your swing, and it depends on your mobility restrictions. If you're not able to rotate enough in your shoulders, if you're not able to rotate enough in your neck, in your spine, and in your hips, you're going to be seeing a lot of problems arise. And the answer isn't to always stretch. The answer isn't to put ice on it and to just to give it time. Now, giving it time partly is an answer, but giving it time with the proper plan of care, proper treatment that it needs to get better, that's what you need. That's what you need to get better. So with that said, if you have this shoulder issue, you can apply this to anywhere in the body, right? Hips. Well, why is my left hip, as a right-handed golfer, having pain as I come through? It just hurts. Well, that might be because you're lacking the ability to turn through your torso. And so as you're coming in through impact, your hip is taking more stress because your torso, your spine doesn't want to move. Why is my rib cage hurting right in here? It just feels like my breath is being taken away. It's a pretty common thing that I hear. Well, maybe you're not moving like you need to through your hips. And so as a result, you're putting more stress onto the spine. And so, what if your spine doesn't want to move like it needs to? What if your hips and your spine are not moving like you need them to? What if you have an old shoulder injury that never got rehabbed properly? And so now you're limited into being able to produce those positions, and you're really trying to produce those positions, and now you're swinging, 110 miles an hour, or whatever you may be swinging. That's actually faster than you probably should be swinging because your body is fighting it. It's saying, no, I don't want to do that, so I'm going to tighten up on you. And until you stop doing it, well, those are all things that are fixable. You need to address the mobility problems. You need to address the stability problems. And through doing those things, through physical therapy and through progressing through that, you're going to be on the course again, playing without pain. It's very common to get better. You're not alone. And so understanding that there's this connection, understanding that you need to take care of your body and you need somebody to help you along through that process, who knows what you need and who knows what they're doing. That's a part of the plan of attack that we have specifically here at Change the Game. And so if you have any questions about, shoulder issues or whatever you might have, neck issues, back, hip, knee, those are all things that we can talk about further. And, I'd love to be able to help you and to be able to help you get better and to get out of pain. A lot of the times it's a pretty simple fix, and that a simple fix meaning, it's not something that's going to need surgery. It's not something that's going to need months at a time. But it's something that can be fixed with proper therapy and proper protocols in place for, addressing how you're moving. So if you have any questions, let us know. And until then, let's get you out of pain. Let's get you moving better. Let's get you playing better golf.